India's media is not writing so much about news and bad stuff that is happening in the country or in the rest of the world. Instead, they're writing about entertainment things like gossip, glamour and sex, sensation. And some people think that it's a way of the government in India to take away attention from the real issues of our time, and instead just focus on everything that's good.
Agree with this?
Do you agree with this?
No, I actually don't, because I think it's really immature of India's government to show news about this kind of stuff when it's so much other more important things going on in the world, like wars, elections, things like that. I think it's really unserious to take up glamorous sex when the community is all about fights and violence.
Yes, I agree. I think it's wrong of the government in India to not inform the population about the wars and stuff, because it's something that is very important.
According to a new American study, 37% of all the internet users around the world often in their daily life comment on daily news or reblog current events on their own blogs to make them more known all around the world. And that's a way of putting their thoughts public and letting the world know what they think about stuff in their daily community. Okay, do you agree with my text?
Yeah, I have noticed that it's many people who discussing the news on their blogs. The blogs have become like a community for people to discuss, not only read the articles, which they can do on the newspapers' websites, but now they can actually discuss with others about the things that they read on the websites.
Yeah, I agree, but I also disagree, because I don't think it's fair to reblog something that you maybe don't have the rights to do. It can be if you see a thing a friend write about another and you want to spread it, you want to reblog it, you want to let other people know what they're saying about each other. And I think it's really uncool to sort of creating rumors when you actually don't have anything to do with it.
We're going to discuss the question, what news would you like to see reported in the area where you live?
Yes, I think it's really positive that the news do these kinds of stuff, because people want to know what's happening around their community. If it's a good thing or a bad thing, it doesn't matter. They want to know what's going on where they live. I'm going to tell you. I have an example, and this was my friend, a really good friend, and she worked on a massive company selling clothes. One day she decided to post naked picture of herself on Facebook, and the day after, these pictures were spread all over the internet. And everybody told her, oh my god, what's going on, what's going on? She was like, what are you talking about? She had made a really bad decision by posting these pictures, and she regretted it so much after. And now she can't do anything by learning from her mistakes. But I really think it's a tragic story.
Yeah, yes it is, because in the future she will have really hard to get a job, because these pictures is probably there when you Google her name. I had a friend who was really mad at his boss. So one day when he got home from work, he wrote some really bad stuff about him on his blog. When he woke up the next day, he really regretted what he has wrote, and so he deleted his post. But it was too late because some of his readers had already reblogged this text, so it was spread all over the internet. And his boss found out about this and wrote what he has wrote about him, so he got very upset and fired him. So this is another example why you should not post things you might regret on internet, because people can always spread it. So
yes, it's really important to think before you do anything and avoid these kind of stuff. Even if you want to spread it, you want the whole world to know what your thoughts are, what you're thinking, but keep it together and don't post things that you might regret in the future on the internet.
yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yes.